How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here, House Hedge Gaming, and today we're looking at an expansion of Doomlings that features magic, it features technology, and it features dinosaurs. Let's open up and see what is inside Legends of Enderas, an expansion for Doomlings. Now, the first class of Doomlings we're looking at in Legends of Enderas are the Mythlings. Now, scholars of bygone eras describe the time of the Mythlings, a time when all you needed were the simple things: a sharp sword, personal courage, petty curses, and maybe a pet dragon. Now, as you can see, we are dealing with mythological creatures and magic. So you have cards like Satirical. You may discard a Mythling from hand to play another trait. So that one allows you to get a little bit more extra play on your turn. You have cards like Foresight. At any time, you may discard Foresight from your hand to peek at the next age. So you'll get to see what's about ready to happen to your Doomlings on the next turn. Then finally, you have your dominant traits. Now, each one of these is more powerful than the last, both magically and card playing wise. So for Sorcerer, at World's End, you may stabilize to 8. So if you have anything in play that relies on your hand size, this will definitely get you where you need to be. Chronomancer, you get to play another trait when you play it, and at World's End, you take another turn. So you got one more chance to score some points. Finally, for the Summoner, you discard up to 3 from your hand, then play 1 for each discarded card. So with this one, you can discard your lower scoring Doomlings to be able to get much higher ones out there and just be able to swarm the field with your Doomlings, because you never know what that next age is going to have in store. The next group of Doomlings we're looking at are the Techlings. Exploration of abandoned silos reveals ancient technological beings that once sculpted life on Enderas. After a reboot, these powerful techies have found new ways to modify and enhance themselves. So basically, with the Techlings, you're going to be combining your Doomlings together and have a more powerful mechanical amalgamation when it's all said and done. A lot of words I never thought I would say all together in one time for Doomlings, but you know what? We're here for it, and I like it. So for these, you're looking at a lot of technological marvels here. So for example, you have Bionic Leg. You get to attach this to a Doomling, and the host value is now 4. So basically, you're getting 1 for this, plus the host will have a bigger boost for their scoring at the end of the game. You have cards like Terrarium. Attach +1 for each trait of the same face value as the host. So if you got a bunch of ones going around, this one's going to be scoring you a lot of points at the end of the game. Now, you do have cards like Swarm that were featured in the base game. You also have, as in the last ones for the Mythlings, you have Kidney. So there's going to be more possibilities to have a lot more kidneys running around. But we're going to be looking at the 3 dominant traits for this one. So first one, Solar Powered. You get to attach this, and its value is equal to the host's face value. So if you put this on, say, Chrome, you got a 4 here and a 4 here. That's 8 points right off the bat. So the higher your host is, the more powerful solar powered is going to be. Next, you have steam powered. You get to attach this, and depending on the color of the trait, you get a bonus. So for example, if it's blue, +1 to your gene pool. Green, play another trait. Purple, play the action on that purple trait. Or for red, you get +2. So with this one, if it's red, it's going to be a 4 instead of a 2. But either way, no matter what color trait this is attached to, you're definitely getting a lot of power from the steam. Finally, you have Simulated Intelligence. At World's End, if you are tied for the highest trait pile count, play another trait. Otherwise, discard one from your trait pile for each opponent with more traits than you. Now, you might see this as a bit of a negative, but the thing is, if you have traits that give you negative effects that your opponents have given you throughout the game, this would be a great way to get rid of it. So either way, no matter what dominant traits you may be able to get from the Techlings, I promise you, they are going to power you to a greater outcome for your Doomlings. Now, the next one we're looking at is a favorite of mine, and that is Dinolings. Through advanced scientific techniques, Paleontologists of Enderas have unearthed discoveries concerning the Dinolings. Turns out their anatomy, behaviors, and other adaptations were just like super cool. And plus, dinosaurs. So with these, you're getting prehistoric. There are so many different dinosaurs, and I love the artwork on these. Artwork in this game is just fun and amazing as always, but I really do enjoy these because, like I said, I'm a huge fan of dinosaurs. But you have cards like Venomous Projection. Move one negative trait from the discard pile to an opponent's trait pile. So yeah, I love that one. But we also have Carnivorous. Discard all Dinolings from your trait pile. So if you're low on Dinolings, this one, yeah, he's gonna gobble up what you have, but it is worth 6 points at the end of the game, so it might not be a bad thing. You have Dino Wrangler. Play one Dino Link from the discard pile and play its actions. So this might not be the best combo unless you want to get a 6 instead of a 2. But there's a lot of other Dino Lings, including Colossal, that will definitely give you some points. The three big ones, though. So we have for the dominant traits, Titanic. To play, you must discard a total face value of 5 or higher from your trait pile using any number of traits. So you could turn that carnivore into a Titanic, and that'll give you 10 points at the end of the game. Next, you have Gentle, because of course there are Gentle Giants and Dinolings. To play, you must discard a face value 2 or higher from your trait pile. Opponents discard 1 from their trait pile with a higher face value. So if they have, say, something that's 7 or more, you play Gentle. They can say goodbye to that one until they can get it back to the discard pile. Finally, you have Hollow Bones. To play, you must discard 1 positive trait from your trait pile. At World's End, choose a color. Opponents discard 2 from their trait pile of that color. So no matter which dominant Dinoling trait you have, combined with the other Dinolings, I guarantee you it is going to be a prehistoric bash when it's all said and done. Now, the last group of Doomlings we're looking at are the Fuselings. Now, these combine the Dinolings, Mythlings, and Techlings to be able to make more powerful Doomlings. Now, especially with your dominant trait, Slumbering. At World's End, discard 1 from hand. If the card is, and then depends on the color of the trait, you get a bonus. So if it's purple, discard up to 2 from your trait pile. So if you have some negative effects, that will help you out. If it's red, you add its face value. So any red card you discard, you add the face value to Slumbering. If it's green, you play another trait, and if it's blue, you get +5 to Slumbering. So that +5 for blue definitely would not be a bad one to discard. Now you also have effects like animatronic. Attached, and then the host gets, if it's blue, +1 for each Dinoling in the trait pile. If it's green, +1 for each Techling in your trait pile. Now there are, as you see, there are different colors. So you will be getting multiple effects from these, but I guarantee in the end it is going to be something else to have these Fuselings on your side of the field helping you out at the end of the world. Now, in addition to the 4 new Doomling classes that we have for Legends of Enderas, you do have brand new ages that you'll be getting, but I'm going to leave these as a secret because there's a lot of really cool stuff that you'll be encountering in this. But I do want to point out one, which is the Titan's Call Catastrophe. It's -1 to gene pools. If you have any dominance in your trait pile, you discard all but 1 from your hand. So yes, those dominants can be really powerful dominant traits, but in this case, you're going to have to pay for them, and your next turn will not be the most action-packed one because you're only going to have 1 card in hand. So whatever card you discard down to, make it count. At World's End, +3 points to your score if you have a dominant Mythling, Doomling, or Techling in your trait pile. +6 if you have 2. So if you're able to get the dominant traits from these 3 new classes, this is definitely going to pay off if you have to face this at World's End. But in addition to the new ages, we do get a brand new card type, which is treasures. Now, there are 26 treasures that you'll be able to get. And the way these work is that for the treasures, a new one is drawn at the beginning of each age if you have 2 or less in your hand. So at the beginning of the game, you'll have none. but at the first age reveal, you'll start drawing the treasure cards. Now, there's an easier way to do this where everybody just gets 3, and then that is it. So you got to be really strategic of how you're going to play your treasures. Now, as you can see, there are 5 different variations of treasures that you can get. So, for example, with rush cards, you play these before the start of your turn. So you basically, it's like an upkeep in Magic. So you play these, resolve them, go to the coffers, and then you start playing your regular trait. You have mutate. Now, what this is, at the start of your turn, you choose one trait from your trait pile. You mutate it by placing it on the bottom of the trait deck, then play one trait of the specified color to replace it. So, for example, you mutate to get a blue or a red if you have that in your hand. Next, we have Echo. On your turn, after playing a trait with a specified color, you may echo it by playing another trait of the same color. So in this case, blue to blue or purple to purple. If you get to do either one of those, then you're going to be able to get a little bit more bang for your buck. So it may be a broken promise, but I guarantee you this is going to hold a lot of promise if your cards line up right in hand. Next, you have Adapt. On your turn, you play a trait with the action symbol and ignore it. Then adapt it by playing an action symbol card from any trait pile of the specified color. So basically, you get to ignore the trait that you are playing, their action, and just pick an action from any trait pile. So this can be really good in this case for any purple actions or red actions you play. Finally, you have Cloak. At any time, play in response to a specified non-dominant effect. Cloak yourself by preventing it entirely. Prevents age, trait, and treasure effects. So it's blue. We know what this is. This is counter magic. But you know what? I really do like that it's named Cloak because in the way these ages are and the catastrophes can happen, I will take any type of coverage and cloakage that I can get to help protect my Doomlings from whatever lies in store for them during the ages up ahead. But with these are separate from the cards that are usually in your hand for the Doomlings, and this adds a new level of strategy to the game that I cannot wait to try out in our next game here at HHG. Well, there you have it. That's what's inside Legends of Enderas, a Doomlings variety expansion, and all I have to say is I cannot wait to mix this in with the other Doomlings that we have here. It is going to be an amazing time because you have the magic of the Mythlings, you have the combining transforming properties of the Techlings, and then you have the giganticisms and the colossal size of the Dinolings. And you know, like I said in the video, I love dinosaurs. I've always loved dinosaurs, and to see this in a game, thank you, Doomlings. It's awesome. Plus, you also had the introduction of the Fuselings, and you have the treasure cards that actually add a more of a complex part of the game because there's a lot more strategy involved when you have treasures that you can access throughout the game, and I cannot wait to see what else is in store. I know this has been out for a little while. We just recently did the Shadow Puppets. I'm basically catching up because I got a lot of the stuff from Doomlings, and I want to put out videos for all the Doomling stuff that we have, so then when Doomling stuff comes out, I'll be able to just feature it on the channel, and we're going to have a playthrough on this with the base set in the very near future. But thank you all so much for checking out this video. If you like it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let everyone know that House Hedge Gaming is here for all of your gaming needs. But until next time, everyone, stay safe and take care, my friends.